Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you today's latest trending topic news and entertainment. I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always just getting it right with just entertainment, and we are the Brunch
That's
Fellas.
ridiculous.
Peace, family. How you
Peace,
feeling?
fam. Feeling good. Got some good hot topics for this week. Some excellent topics, by the way. Maybe a few we have touched on before. At least two of our, I guess you could say, favorite celebrities that seem to stay in the limelight. But to kick tonight off, we're going to dive into a allegation from looks like an allegation of Shannon Sharpe hit with a $50 million rape lawsuit he calls a shakedown. Actually, I think his attorneys are calling it a shakedown, but it has something to do with, looks like it has something to do with one of his ex. If you would, Pearl, if you pull this video up, there wasn't that much dialogue. Some of this information was pulled from Entertainment Tonight. They had some short write-up about it, and I think we might be able to get a little bit more from this little small snippet of a video, just kind of detailing what his allegations are about.
Okay.
Shannon Sharpe firing back at an ex who says she was raped by the Hall of Fame tight end several times at the end of last year and the beginning of 2025. In the 13-page complaint obtained by ET, she also claims he threatened to kill her, beat her up, and recorded their sexual encounters without her consent.
Hold up. Unc was threatening to beat her up and everything? Damn, Unc. That's accusations. That's accusations and allegations, though. Oh no,
Yeah.
but he threatened to beat her up, though. That's a little extra, man.
The alleged victim admits to being more than 30 years younger than the 56-year-old star and says she met him at an LA gym in 2023 when she was just 20. She filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe, but in this scathing denial, Sharpe's legal team calls her out by name. We won't repeat it, but they're dubbing the suit a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. And they released a series of explicit text messages that they say prove this was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios. She's seeking $50 million. Sharpe's lawyers say he's looking forward to fighting the allegations in court.
I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again?
This comes just days after reports that the Club Shay Shay host may be negotiating a substantial deal for his media empire, expected to exceed $100 million.
You really are the best. You've proven it here today.
Oh no, look at that look. Does that look like a man that's telling somebody that he's in love with, that he gonna beat him up? They say love make you do strange things, but
Shannon Sharpe's too professional. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he went off on Skip Bailiff on, Undisputed one time, and I mean, he didn't. I don't know, bro.
I mean, Skip is a man. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never threatened a woman to beat a woman up. Never. Not even in my highest heights of anger have I ever threatened a woman to beat her up.
Neither have I. Yeah, I mean, I think that Shannon Sharpe prides himself on being a consistent professional that I highly doubt he would be jeopardizing his legacy over a female.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was a want to, but but my mama raised me a whole lot better than that. A woman ain't no fight, man. Like that's you could say some words and they'll hold that shit. You would think that shit was over, and it'll be 6 months later. Oh, you gonna say that again? You know, so it's like I don't get it. But
I don't get it either, man.
I don't know, man. This is tough because a lot of these guys, it seems like this the norm. You know, like I don't want to minimize her complaint. You know, I don't want to sound like less compassionate, or you know, say that if she's a victim and she has been, you know, being abused, then I mean Shannon should deal with the, you know, with whatever comes with that. But it seems like this is a lot of the norm though. You know, all of the, you know, black celebrities that you see that are successful, it seems like all of them have this in their, you know, somewhere in their journey towards whatever it is that they're going through. You know, whether it was Nelly and his thing, Diddy and his thing, Jay and his thing, Bill Cosby and his thing, Cuba Gooding and his thing, Tiger Woods and his thing. Like you're starting to see like almost like a trend. You know, we haven't really heard, some people keep their nose clean. Like, you know, we have heard rumors about LeBron, but not really, you know, anything to put no smart.
Yeah, nothing substantiated.
You know, because people would try to break up you know, successful examples of households. You know, we seen Will Smith and Jada, but like they even, that's why I fuck with Will Smith and Jada so hard, man, because they, you know, like they don't give a fuck about what nobody else think they gonna be together, you know, and they just like whatever we got to go through, we gonna go through. And I think that is a true example of like back in the day with grandma and granddaddy, you know, where like even the people who were married back in the day, like they valued being married. Like they said, I picked you, so whatever we got to do for us, we gonna die together. Whatever we got to go through, because I picked you, and that's what I picked, and that's what I got. You know, but people don't value that shit anymore like that. They don't value commitment and partnerships like that. You know, soon as something make you uncomfortable, or somebody in their feelings too much, or you know, can't get to a place where they can communicate effectively and focus on having a relationship goals. You know, even if that goal is to say, like, we're gonna die together.
Right.
That's our goal. You know. Yeah. Like, and I think a lot of the older couples used to be on that. That's what I'm on with my wife. But trying to take some of that ancestral spirit. But I don't know, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out with Shannon Sharpe. You think he'll settle? You think Club Shay Shay gonna settle?
I don't think so.
You think he's gonna fight it? You think he's gonna fight it?
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna hold his guns. He's not gonna settle. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, he with his height, with the Club Shay Shay and everything, I don't know. He might have some different set of advisors and attorneys. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what they may advise him to do, because you know, obviously, if he settles, then that's the admission of guilt in a sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bruh. I think he'll hold to his guns, because that's bashing his character. You know what I mean? That's bashing his character.
That's an overstatement of a sexual assault claim. Like that's way more than bashing somebody's character. You know, like bashing somebody's character is trying to say, like, you know,
well, I'm saying
they're a rude person. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely tarnished his career. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah, it's a stain, of course, because whether it is real or fake, whether the allegations, the accusations are real, all right, the lawsuit is real, but whether the claim, you know, what is actually said to have been done is real or not, you know, whether the young lady has integrity and is being truthful about the situation, that's yet to be determined. But just the fact that, you know, it isn't something like the Cat Williams interview, you know,
Yeah.
running Shay Shay up right now, or something on a positive note. You know, it is a sexual assault accusation that got Shay Shay name ringing in the streets. So I don't know, man. You know, love to the victim, you know, and recovery and everything else, and you know, strength to Shannon Sharpe, man. Like I don't know how these dudes be putting themselves in these situations, man. Like
I don't know, man.
My dad always used to say, man, son, don't let your dick make you a bum. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your dick make a dummy out you. And that's what it seemed like these, you know, all these guys be doing, man. Seem like all of them be just, soon as they get a little change, they small head take over and they can't think of nothing else. Finds that they trying to find somebody to go play with it, and then they don't even play fair, because it seemed like with this, like with Diddy and Cassie, he probably could have gave her 10, 15 mil a few years back, and wouldn't even never had to deal with that whole 30 mil and all the court stuff. He could have been gave her something, but he probably was better and, you know, F you and all this other type stuff going on, man. So it turned around and bit him in the ass, and then opened up another can of worms. Yeah, backfired on them. People better be careful with that. The way they be doing stuff be backfiring, trying to be spiteful. You know.
Yeah. Or trying to be slick.
Or trying to be slick too. That part too, right?
Yeah.
But Shannon Sharpe too, like, you know, it's almost one of them things where, like, he know deep down inside, he know how they separated, how they broke up, what was the cause of the split, if he treated that girl any kind of way, and that was wrong, and if he should have, you know, looked out for her. I mean, that's what they do nowadays. Well, I ain't gonna say nowadays, man. Tony said, I'll pay your rent, I'll run your shower, I'll cook your food soon as I get home. So, you know what I'm saying? So dudes was already, you know, tricking. You know, I mean, so it ain't no new thing, man.
I know.
You know? It's just crazy how it just, I wonder what happened. I wonder what conversation they had to make her be like, you know.
Yeah, something must have jumped off recently. Must have been some recent dialogue, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro.
Well, I got something even crazier, you know, than
what
this, I think. If you would pull up this Kanye West clip, there's a claim that he's stating that he had a sexual relationship with his cousin. What that entails, I guess when you pull this clip up, we're about to find out what that entails.
Kanye kissing cousins.
And why he even said that or stated that. I don't know where it came from. It's just another one of them outlandish, it's one of them outlandish viral statements he done made, man.
Yeah, it might be true though. You know, he might have actually had some experiences, you know, in Black families, man. That's common back in the day. You know, a lot of people don't speak on it though. So, you know, so it's like a lot of Black family, a lot of Black people, their first sexual experience was with somebody in their family. You know, whether it's a kiss or, you know, I don't know how in depth he talking about he going, but this isn't outlandish to me. This ain't wow. You know, to me, this is very traumatic, because most people don't share stuff like that with the world. You know, you might share with your therapist if it bothers you. You might share with another family member to cope with, to help you get through it, that maybe experience the same type of thing. And, you know, that's really about it. But other than that, you know, just putting it out here, I don't know. I don't know what that's about, man, but let's check it out.
I don't either, man. We're about to find out.
Making sure that you all are entertained.
Kanye West making some wild allegations in his newest song. The rapper
Kanye is wow, man. Kanye is wow. I didn't hear this song. Did you hear this track?
First time ever hearing it. Never heard it.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
I never heard it, man. Yeah, I never heard that track. It sounds explicit like a mother.
Wow.
Never heard it, man. It's
that's traumatic. That's traumatic to
definitely
be
out there.
To be singing about, you know, like that. It's like he like on some ride wave. That is crazy. That's crazy, man.
Claiming to have had an incestual relationship with his cousin until the rapper was 14.
I don't think they understand that I'm not attracted to a man.
This is just the beginning right here.
The lyrics tell part of the story, but Ye goes into more detail on X, claiming this cousin he references in the song is now locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady, and has been since he was 17. Kanye says the murder happened a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore.
My cousin is locked up for murder, and I love him. I saw he did a bad thing, but I still love him.
Ye goes on, perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw.
As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be all right.
I'm going to work on it from the inside.
Kanye's ex, Kim Kardashian, spoke
like
about
Dave
Ye's
Blunt.
family trauma 5 years ago.
What'd you say? Yeah, he got a little Dave Blunts in there mixed up. You know, Dave Blunts is on his new album, right? He got a
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, he got a cut with Dave Blunts on there.
That sounds like Dave Blunt's like a mother.
Yeah, he on there. He got DB on there, Big Dave.
During an episode of her Oxygen series, The Justice Project.
Kanye's aunt, my husband's aunt, his cousin has a double life sentence for a murder. And she's like, I'm not even that distraught anymore. Like, that's just what happens to the kids in our neighborhood. Like, there's just no other choice.
I feel like I have a responsibility to innovate and to fight for creativity.
The music just adds to real life, and that's what I want to do. Add to someone's life.
So Kanye does add life. You know, his music is good, you know, but some of that stuff though, man, I don't know. I guess it's art, man. And he's telling, you know, he's sharing his story. He's sharing things that he's been through in his life. So that's what music is about, experiences and things like that. But man, that is pretty crazy.
Definitely graphic.
To say the least. To say the least. You know, to say the least. Damn, Kanye. I hope you get some therapy for that, man. Maybe the music is the therapy. But that's pretty bold, though. You know what I commend though about Kanye for doing that is kind of like being fearless, man. Like I don't have no skeletons to hide, you know, like, you know, it does take a very strong person to be able to deal with that type of criticism and ridicule we get, you know. It's like the A minor thing with Drake, right? So like, you know, Drake could just be walking down the street and people would just yell out A minor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he has to build up a mental tolerance. Now he didn't put that out. He didn't, Lord knows Drake did not profess any type of behavior like that, right? Or that he was associated with any type of behavior. That was something that was put on him on a rap song that, you know, nobody knows is true or false or whatever. But according to Drake, that's absolutely false. and defamating. So Kanye saying he don't have no problem if he walking down the street and somebody call him a dick sucker. Because he put it out there like that. If somebody uses him sharing his trauma, you know, and his life experiences to whoever it may help, somebody may have went through that and feel like they never could have said anything about it. Or they never could have professed anything, didn't have nobody to talk to or whatever. But in this day and age, you know, any type of backlash can come, you know, so.
Well, we live in cancel culture, you know what I mean? So
I mean, that's wild. That's wild that he would share that. But I mean,
he
that's
don't
why I
give,
said
he don't give a damn. He don't give a damn.
He clearly don't. But yeah, we
And he
still
must not care about
we
his
still
kids,
praying
too.
for Kanye too, man.
He must not care about them kids either, because they gonna hear about that stuff too. So
well, you know, he's not going, and that's one thing about it. Like most people that experience that, they don't never want their kids to go through no stuff like that.
No.
You know, so they are extra cautious with who their children are around. You know, so yeah, like it's sad to say, like it's only in like, you know, certain households, and I think it was more so back in the day. You know, I don't really know what's going on nowadays, but I think more so back in the day where people don't talk about nothing and people ain't say nothing and everything was just hush hush and shh, and you don't need to say nothing, and you don't need to tell nobody that, and you don't need to, you know, don't tell the family business, or don't tell nobody secrets. Why you telling on this or why you telling on that? I'd share something with you real quick, just entertaining, since we on Kanye and this incest thing. In my family, because my family is Native American, we have some lineage with some things, you know, had some kissing cousins, right? Some years back, a lot of years back, but we know it though, all right, because we have our family tree and everything.
Right.
So I brought it up to a family member and they was just like, why you bringing that up? Why you talking about that? You know, and I said, how can you be ashamed of that? Because if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know, so like two people had to get together. And then when you think about how it was way back in the day like that, you know, people didn't go too far. It was local. And it wasn't like it was first cousin, second cousin. It was like first cousin and like fourth or fifth cousin or something like that. But I mean, you still family. Because nowadays we don't do that fourth and fifth shit. We like, that's my little cousin. You know, cousin and them daughter, and that's, you know, that's all little cuz, you know.
Yeah.
So don't nobody do all that fourth and fifth stuff. It's we family. You know, most of the time people reserve that fourth and fifth stuff for people they don't like. But they be like, oh no, that's just our cousin through somebody, like, for they ain't even like our first, they ain't the first cousin, so they don't matter, you know, stupid shit.
Right.
But yeah, family, like incest is real, man. Incest been in Black family for the longest time. People been touching on each other and stuff like that. Like that ain't nothing new. No. But it definitely needs to stop because it's not good. Children should not be having sexual experiences. They shouldn't even be sexualized. Shouldn't even be thinking about that. All they should be thinking about is playing and what they want to be when they grow up.
Exactly.
That's it. You know, enjoying life and what they want to be when they grow up, getting their schoolwork done while they don't have to worry about bills and shit and car insurance and life insurance and you know, and waking up aching and shit because you slept wrong, you know. So yeah, that's interesting though. But we're gonna keep praying for you, Kanye, because Kanye keeps it entertaining, man. He did. You never know what he's gonna do next week.
Definitely keeps the industry spiced up.
Right.
No doubt, he does keep the industry spiced. It's definitely something new every day. Moving right along to some other stars, if you would. We have a clip that talks about some continued feud with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I guess he took another shot at Drake during his Grand National Tour opening. Pearl, if you pull this video up, I think it goes into a little bit more detail, but obviously this comes after a series of some diss tracks and public exchanges between the two rappers.
Bro, I don't keep over dates, man. I don't know, man. I'm in the air.
Okay, does this ring a bell? Drop.
Kendrick Lamar takes another swipe at Drake as he opens his Grand National Tour in Minnesota.
Drop.
I like challenges. I feel like this is like a challenge.
TikTok users sharing this pre-recorded video from the show, a voice questioning Kendrick about certain dates before quoting Drake's infamous "Family Matters" ad-lib.
Yeah, drop.
The clip leading into Kendrick's Grammy-winning diss track, "Not Like Us."
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
The same song at the center of Drake's defamation suit. He's suing their shared label, Universal Music Group, claiming it's taking Kendrick's side in the beef. UMG says that's not the case.
In music, I mean, we don't really win. There's no, the competition is like it's like unspoken, there's no real deciding factor. Whereas in sports, there's a definite winner. And I think that makes it so much, more intense and competitive. The only thing we have is awards, but obviously, it's tough to go off of that sometimes.
Drake amended his suit last week to now include details about Super Bowl 59's halftime show. A moment he says gave more attention to the song's allegations against him.
I just gotta figure it out, man. It's a tough life, man.
UMG responding to the lawsuit, calling it an affront to all artists and creative expression. Drake's team clapping back, saying UMG claims to stand for creativity, but in fact exploits it, and the artist community knows that. UMG drains artists for its profits, then discards them.
They paid Drake though.
Mm-hmm.
And he just dropped a new joint, Nokia. That jams.
I don't think I've heard that yet, my friend.
Baby girl, let me see you do your dance. Let me see you twirl. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Have not seen it. Not heard it.
Yeah. Who's calling my phone? What's the function? Yeah, that's jamming. Drake got a new joint that's jamming, man. Drake always got some shit that's jamming.
Hey, he's doing his thing, man. He's like another, light-skinned brother such as myself,
Yeah, 20, you, Drake, I'll be sure. Who else? Exactly. Bruno Mars. Oh, yeah, man.
Chris Brown. Chris Breezy.
Hold up, but no.
You know he's black and white. You didn't know that, huh?
Nah, not even know.
You didn't know that?
It don't matter about Chris Breezy. It don't matter if he's black or white.
It's like me, dog.
It don't matter. One thing about Chris Breezy, it don't matter if he's black or white, man.
I know Michael Jackson.
But Breezy,
he wouldn't even throw him in there. He's like, nah.
He couple of shades.
You would throw him up in there, man. Come on, now.
Nah. He get the brown paper bag. He can't.
I saw him on some radio show, and he took his hat off or his do-rag thing off, and the dude said, "Is that a freaking S curl?" Or, he was messing with it. He's like, "Man, I'm half white."
Oh man, I ain't know.
You didn't. I didn't either. I just saw it.
I mean, I don't follow these people like that.
I didn't even know. I saw this radio interview he did, and he said the dude was trying to clown on him with the hair. He's like, "Man, I'm half white, bro." And
I just know Chris Brown been jamming since "Yo, Excuse Me, Miss," his first single.
Yeah.
That that was the jam. I remember when that first came out because I was already jamming in Neo, and when he dropped that, because I think Neo wrote that song for Chris Brown, and he wrote "Let Me Love You" by Mario too.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I think Neo wrote both of those. Yo, excuse me, miss, and Let Me Love You. So, you know, when he came out, I was just like, oh yeah, he gonna be jamming. That's all R&B. I think I'm gonna stop listening to rap music altogether anyway. I think I'm gonna quit rap music for good.
Man.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go straight to R&B and like classic 80s, classic 80s R&B.
I can't do 80s. I can do 90s.
I'm gonna do 90s R&B. I'm gonna do classic rock too. Need to get my classic rock bag back up. You know.
Yeah.
For real, and just completely just remove my mind from anything that is going.
You don't want no trap music, man. You tired of the
well,
the
I mean, I'm not
Quavo?
heavy into trap music anyway. Like after
You don't like drill and into the pop.
Nah, I ain't
into
no
drill music.
I don't have no drill song.
You didn't like Pop Smoke then, huh? You wasn't feeling Pop Smoke.
I was happy for Pop Smoke, you know, because I knew the neighborhood.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Smoke, man. I knew the neighborhood. I know some people from his community.
Right.
So I was happy for Pop Smoke for, you know, for coming up, but no, because I wasn't doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't, if I was 17 or 18 or 16, 15, you know, and back in the day when I was, you know, not giving a shit about making it to 18 or 19 or 50, you know, then I probably would have been attracted to that because that would have been the music from my era, from my culture. So, you know, me being almost 50 years old, trying to, I ain't knocking it, but I don't really know the words and shit. You know what I'm saying? But DMX was out first, and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
like we already had.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was about as close as you get to some drill music back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you know. So
but
no.
yeah,
so
that was
I'm
what
not
we
drill
considered
at
like
all.
drillish.
Yeah, none of it. You know, like and I like even some of the rap music that I like to still listen to. I like the stuff when it's fun, you know, it's fun rap music. When it ain't about killing up, shooting up,
You want to listen to Getting
fucking
Jiggy with It?
somebody wife or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all this fuckery, man. Like
I
ain't
know,
with all
man, but I miss Cash Money and No Limit.
you know, that's the only thing. Like rest in peace, Young Dolph. That's the only thing I didn't like about Young Dolph.
Yeah,
I loved everything about Young Dolph. You know, all the fashion and the fly shit popping and all that. I just used to, you know what I'm saying? I just hate the shit that, you know, they put in the music where they trying to fuck somebody else's wife. Like to me, you know, like I don't have anything against the LGBTQ plus community, you know, but I think when a man wants to sleep with another man's woman, I think that's gay. I think they want to smell his Jimmy wine. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of other women for you to get. So why you want what he got? You know?
Yeah.
Before we even put any responsibility on her, you know what I'm saying? To be a solid woman and be committed to her man, you know? But I just think that's gay. So, you know, we don't support it. But yeah, but like I think I'm gonna switch up, man. I think I'm gonna switch it all the way up for the summertime.
There you go.
You know, a new vibe for the summer. Just more R&B. Start remembering some of the songs that we grew up on. That my cousin, rest in peace, Eric Gordon, rest in peace, man. Because I remember like Kanye talking about him and his cousin looking at girly magazines. Me and Eric was looking at girly magazines, but we wasn't kissing. and we definitely didn't do none of that other stuff. But I know that he used to be on the phone singing songs to girls. So that was one of his things, man. Singing all the little R&B songs to girls. We'd be on the phone with a girl. I called him on 3-way, and then he might steal my girlfriend singing a song.
Listen, I'm trying to be with him.
Crazy.
Hilarious.
Yeah, man. The good old days, man. When somebody, when mom pick up the phone and say, "You got school in the morning, get off the phone."
And yeah, or like, you know, my dad would leave the phone off the hook late at night. You know what I mean? So we couldn't get on the bitch.
You know, and then you'd be like, "She just playing." Don't pay no attention to her. You know, then I'll pick up the phone. If I have to come in there, if don't make me come in there, like, then you're like, oh, she ain't gonna come in here. Press it all the way to the limit. That's what happens when no dad is at home. No dad to say, get off the phone before I come in there and fuck you up. Say goodnight.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah.
Like, good night.
Or like, you know, my dad take the phone off the hook and we'd just be hearing him snoring. We'd be trying to pick it up. Or I'd try to run down to a payphone and call my girlfriend at the Shell station.
Oh, that's crazy. Now we weren't going that hard at
I was at the time. I had a pager, you know what I mean? And I'll be getting hit on the pager. Let me go to the payphone up at the Shell station up the road because my dad didn't take the phone off the hook. I think he got mad because we weren't talking to him late at night when he got off work. We wouldn't talk to him, so he's like, "Man, fuck these boys. I'm taking the shit off this shit. They can't talk."
We used to get in trouble too for not clicking over. Did y'all get in trouble for not clicking over? We used to not click over too. Phone would be beeping. Phone would be like beep beep. You don't click over.
Or you know, you get in trouble for getting on the phone and somebody's on the internet. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I'm a little bit older. I remember we had one line in the house and 15 people, and everybody needed to use the phone when they need to use the phone, and there was an answer machine.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like 18. I'm talking about 1999. You okay? Yeah.
Okay. Well, even in 99, bro, we ain't had no internet at our house.
My dad had dial-up at the least. He had the dial-up.
We didn't have that. Yeah, we still had one phone. Yeah.
No, I mean my dad and my stepmother had those Nokia, the big ass phones, the big ones. They were big, wood grain. Yeah, I mean, but they had a computer and we never got on it. I'll be honest, it was probably into the early 2000s. They had a dial-up, AT&T dial-up. But I'm just saying, you'd get on the computer. But that'd be like back in the day, AOL, man. Back in the late 90s, AOL, the dial-up. You never had AOL. You never got the disc from Walmart free trial.
Nah, man.
I don't know nothing about the AOL. Yeah, I had a free trial, 30-day trial. People would go to Walmart to get the free trial just so they could get on the internet, man.
No.
Back in I didn't have my first computer until probably 2000.
That was even way after me because
that
was way before me. I don't think I had a computer until 2004.
I had my own in about 2000 with a CD burner on.
And I don't think I even learned how to use the computer thoroughly until probably about 2008.
But I was around, computers when I was working at Kinko's back in 1999, 2000. I had to get on the computer because I was.
See, you had jobs. I never worked jobs. I never worked jobs. Like my first job was at like 18.
That was your first job?
At 18 was my first job.
Gosh, man, I worked all through high school, but I did fast food. I did landscaping, I did fast food, I did waiting tables, and then I did a bus and tables and dishwasher when I was 15. So I did a little bit. I dibbled and dabbled in a little bit of all of it. You know what I mean? And then what's funny, I did all of that, and then I joined the military, and then I went back to washing dishes. I was like, what? I went back to washing dishes. I felt like I was back in my teens.
Mess cranking. You was mess cranking.
I was a mess cook in the scullery. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I was like,
indeed. Shout out to all my mess cooks out there, man. I love y'all, man. The good ones. I love all the good mess cooks.
that's what's up, man. Not the
All
ones
the
that
guys.
got recycled. Had to go through there twice with you.
You know, even if they came, but I mean, some people we look forward to coming back.
Oh
Some people
yeah,
we didn't want to lose. Some people you wanted to try to make them go to rate because they
right.
were excelling so much and they were, you know, so it's always
Yeah.
an interesting experience because some people join the military and were never even required to clean their room or make their bed.
Right.
So
Yeah.
people do bring nasty ass habits from home. Everybody doesn't value home training. Like that used to be a big thing back in the day, like home training. We always had that. We always got, when you go over somebody's house, this how you supposed to act. You ain't supposed to touch nothing. You supposed to ask. You supposed to, these things. I don't know if people want their children to have rules now. It's just like go in the house, you can break their shit. We just gonna say we sorry. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a code of conduct that was the norm. But I don't know. I don't know how that is nowadays. I don't know what that looks like. But yeah,
I don't either.
Definitely.
Well,
No internet for us in the 90s though. You was ahead of the curve.
Well, I mean, I wasn't even on the computer in 1999. My parents had one. I wasn't on it, but
they let you get.
I never used it. It wasn't my computer. It was my dad's computer. But yeah, he was in the age of when the internet came out, and it was involved in it. So, but I never, like I said, I didn't even have my first computer till like I said, probably about 2000. You know what I mean? So I was burning CDs. I was during the age of when people were bootlegging CDs. You know what I mean? People was coming into Kinko's to make copies of the CD covers so they could sell the bootlegs. I was like, I didn't know what the hell this dude. He was printing up damn 11x17 paper with all these album covers. I was like, what the hell is this dude doing? Yeah, man. Hey, I remember my first CD burning, bootlegging pioneer, and it was back in 99, 2000. Dude making. I think the deal was I gave him a discount and he gave me some free CDs, let me pick through them. I think I got Cisco's Unleash the Dragon with the thumbs on it. I think it was a bootleg one. He had printed the thing on it and everything. I'm not even playing. He printed the damn album cover he printed the CD cover on there with the little paper on it. I had a couple CDs that had that sticky paper they used to put on there. It was crazy, man. It was
man, I was still buying bootleg DVDs, I think up until
06, 07?
Nah, bro. I think remember when we went up to New York the first time, I was still buying. That was in what, 2013?
That was 2011.
2011. Okay.
That was 2011 we went up there.
Okay, so yeah, in 2011 when we went up there, I was still buying them then.
You know what's funny? When I used to ride a Chinese bus up to Chinatown from Virginia Beach, they would sell them they would be playing the bootlegs on the bus. They'd be playing the bootlegs and selling them when you leave.
And you know what? And you know what make it so bad is like, and that's why I always be saying, like, I don't care what nobody say about stereotypes, because we all have them, so whether people want to play it down to being racist or not, or play it up to being racist or not, everybody know when you was trying to get them bootlegs, you was looking for somebody who looked of Asian descent when you buy them damn bootleg movies, because it was the word on the street was the Chinese or the Asian people, the Koreans, whoever, the Filipinos, they got the best bootlegs. They the ones, if you want to go see the Asians, they got the best bootlegs. So you couldn't even really buy nothing. If you bought them from a dude who was selling them in the street, you would ask him, did you get them from the Asians?
Yeah,
that was a rule. So it's like, so was that Asian hate? You know what I'm saying? Or was you Was you looking for the best product?
Right.
You know. So yeah, I remember the bootlegs, man. I had a whole bunch of them damn things. I still think we got a whole bunch of DVDs.
And, I have. I mean, shoot, I still got VHS in my basement, bro.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't have that's on VHS is some X-rated material.
Yeah, that's about it. We done with that.
Yeah, VHS.
But yeah, I think we got a Blu-ray player and I got some stuff in the box, a Blu-ray player. I think I got the VHS, the dual one, the VHS with the DVD player.
Yeah, I do. I got a Sony DVD progressive scan and a VHS. It's dual, and then I got the biggest Blu-ray player that Sony ever made. It was probably the first one that ever came out. It's huge.
Real, while we on it, what movie can you watch over and over and over again on VHS? One movie, just one.
The Mac.
The Mac. The Mac. I got
it on VHS.
I got that on VHS too.
I got it on VHS.
I got the Mac on VHS too.
VHS. I got it, man.
Oh,
man. You know what? I also have this American Pimp on VHS.
I have American Pimp.
You know what? I bought it because I bought it. Hold up, bro. I bought that. And then I got the DVD.
Oh, you double down on it.
I got the Blu-ray on. And you know what happened? A friend of mine, when I was in the military, ate that up. I let him borrow this, and we used to watch it on the ship. And I let him borrow it, and in the VCR ate it up. I was mad.
Who was on there? What year that was made?
The Hughes brothers made it. It came out. Let's see here. I'm gonna be. I think it came out in 2000.
2000. Okay.
Yeah. No, my bad. It came out in 1999.
In 99. Okay.
It came out in 99. I didn't watch it till about 01. I watched that in 01. I sent a picture to the dude that ate it up. I'm still friends with him. I was mad when we used to sit on the ship and watch the hell out of this thing, American Pimp.
Yeah. And I ain't on it. I never even seen that movie.
It's a documentary. It's a documentary.
Yeah, I mean, but that's probably why I never seen it because I like the movies, right?
Yeah,
like, I don't really want to see no men pimping on no women and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
It was interesting. I will say that it was. I mean, most of it took place. Well, actually, one of R.I.P. to Pimpin' Ken or Kenny Red. That's what his name was. I think it's Pimpin' Ken. Yeah, he passed away. Pimpin' Ken. He passed away. Yeah,
from Cleveland, Ohio. Where was he from? Minneapolis. Where was he from?
Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah, he passed away. He had an accident on a chopper. Yep, on a motor. Yeah, he passed away, man. Yep, R.I.P. out to Pimpin' Ken. I liked him. He was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite. He was one of the favorite characters I liked. But yeah, Pimpin' Ken. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, he passed away, man. He had an accident.
Well, yeah, well, rest in peace to Ken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
moving right along.
He condoning no pimping and pandering.
Exactly. But I think that we can definitely see that Lizzo has lost a substantial amount of weight. Pearl, if you could pull up a clip. We have a clip of just a few pictures about her incredible 60-pound weight loss. And there's some underwear pics that she strips down to a thong and underwear, which comes after she opened up for a show. What is it? She opened up for her slow journey with shedding the pound, opened up about her slow journey shedding the pounds, but
some underwear pics. Let's go through the pics before we play the video right here. That's Lizzo right there with the selfie on. I see you, Liz. I see you, Lizzo.
really
See you,
doing
baby.
anything.
Looking at the thickness. Oh, the thickness. Thickness, gracious. Man,
Damn, what the hell?
I definitely want to see some. Okay, so this is one of the ones that I wanted to stop on right here. To show how much weight that she has lost. And I salute that, man. We was talking about Dave Blunts and Dank Demas.
Yeah, she didn't win her lawsuit, unfortunately.
And we was talking about how that's another one where Lizzo was larger than she was, that was larger than she is now. And Lizzo been a pretty girl, man. Like, and she a pretty big girl for guys who like big girls. You know what I mean? So
yeah, she's not,
but I see her journey though. Like that's what we saluting, Liz, because what it is that most people don't want to be disciplined enough to lose the weight.
Yeah.
Most people don't take it serious enough. They don't actually dedicate themselves to say, you know what, I want to get it off. Now, I don't know if she had any surgeries. It don't really look like it when you look at this right here, unless she had like a little tummy tuck or something. And you can't see a scar, but I don't really see no scar. I don't want to look too hard through her panty line. It seems kind of creepy, but it seems kind of weird to be just looking through somebody's panties. That ain't my wife. But I mean, I know she put it out there online for everybody to see and everything, but it just looks like she has just lost weight.
Yeah. If that's what 60 pounds did for her, then she's, definitely, doing it.
And Lizzo, you look good, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. Be the motivation for other sisters, other people who want to lose weight,
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, hey, at least she took the step in the right direction, and it's about health as well. It's health and well-being, and obviously, probably, somewhat of an ego boost for her as far as motivating her, to be the best she can be in the industry with music, and like I said, she does, whether she was big or not.
She big boned, so she gonna be thick regardless.
Yeah, but I mean, at least she was trying to perfect her image, and people liked it even if she was, the way she was before. They didn't care. They still embraced her as the way she was, and obviously she had some personal goals and decided to, make a change. And kudos to her for seeing that, if she could not be doing music because of the weight, and she also sees that it could be detriment to her.
How could she not be doing music because of the weight when she
No, I'm saying as far as health, I'm talking about health.
Her health fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, as she was already a big girl, crushing the charts, doing her thing. So
right, but I'm talking about like diabetic, and we don't know all of the information about her health. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure she's probably could be type diabetic. She ain't pre. She probably was diabetic.
Everybody fat ain't no diabetic. Don't do that.
Bull BS.
Everybody.
Let me see them. You see she got some shoes on. You can't see them ankles if they crusty.
There you go. They're just entertainment.
Crusty ankles. You can't see them ankles. I want to see them ankles. What them ankles look like? Man. All right, now I'm just saying. But I'll say this, Pearl. You are right with given the fact that not only can larger people have diabetes, skinny people can have diabetes too.
Exactly.
Type 2. So yeah, I agree with that. But I'm saying I wouldn't sit here and say that she's not pre-diabetic. But I mean, I'm not a physician. I'm not her physician. But based on the size that she was, I would assume that her cholesterol was probably out the roof. And
but you would assume, and you might make an ass out of you, and then she's straight.
I don't know. Here's the thing. It may be, but she may have been doing, we don't know. I mean, obviously she's doing some self-preservation, and we don't know if her doctor, well, I'll say this. If you're overweight and you go do an annual checkup, they're going to tell you, hey, you know what? You may need to drop a couple of pounds for this reason, that reason, whatever it might be. High blood pressure, your sugar, glucose is high, whatever. That's why I make you do the blood work every year. You know what I mean? But I'm not necessarily saying just because you're big, that might be the reason too. But it doesn't mean that, here's the thing. Everybody has a, weight for their body type. You know what I mean? For your body type, you have a certain amount of weight that your body can handle, and that's it. So, but just because you're bigger doesn't mean that that's good for you either. So, I mean, I get being thick and big boned, wide hips and all that, but there's some wide hip girls out there that are very fit and got a, 6-pack or flat stomach, and they still wide and thick, so, and that might be the fact that all
right. Okay.
So I'm just saying, there are some thick girls you see on the runway all the time that they thick.
What runway? Pull it up.
I ain't putting it up on here right now, but I've seen some that they is thick. They got wide hips, but they got their stomach is flat. They ain't got it. Ain't there ain't no. I'm telling you, they're out there. But again,
they ain't doing it in Paris. They.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
they have. You gotta be a twig. You gotta be a twig out there.
Yeah, you gotta go to the urban fashion show,
Mm-hmm.
The plus size where we don't, where we don't.
Well, here's the thing.
Skinny.
There's some plus size out there. There's some plus size shows out there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, man. Lizzo looks good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, kudos to her.
Lizzo looks good. Keep on doing what you're doing, Lizzo. Keep improving your sexy. You know what I'm saying? And becoming who you want to be. It looks good. That's all I got on it, for real.
That's all I got on it too, man. Hey, kudos to her for improving her self-image.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's all I got for us tonight, fam.
Okay.
Some very, I think some hot topics, especially in the world of entertainment, per usual. I think in the last, few episodes or weeks, we've, touched on 2, or 3 celebrities that consistently continue to be in the limelight.
Well, Kanye, I mean, it's almost like we
going nowhere.
Can't stop talking about Kanye. Like
Kanye's a staple.
He is making it entertaining for sure. He is keeping it.
It's not this week. He's not wearing a white Ku Klux Klan outfit. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll be next. He'll be wearing the white one and not the black one.
Oh no, I hope not. Let's not wish that for Kanye.
Let's not encourage.
Yeah,
let's not encourage Kanye. You know what? I might put on a white one on them hoes.
Maybe he make a college dropout too or something like that. That would be,
that would be tight. Or a college dropout too. Yeah.
Yeah, like we would like that from Ye.
Or maybe 808s and Heartbreaks too.
Hey, I fuck with that too. I like that.
I do too. That's one of my favorite albums he made. 808 and Heartbreak
too. Graduation too. Do that,
Yeah.
Yeah, but a late registration too. Any one of them classics he want to double back on and keep it nostalgic, man. We are open ear. We ears wide open, ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all the other stuff, I mean, shit, we'll talk about that too, man. Thanks for the content.
Exactly. He's definitely keeping everyone intrigued with his antics. Obviously, like you said, we're not surprised every time something new comes up with him. It's just like, okay, what's he doing? What did he do now?
What does Kanye do? What did Kanye do this time? Yeah. Well, if that's all you have, just entertainment, then we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure to like and share the video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Please Have a positive and productive rest of your week. And until next time, we will see you guys right here on Brunch with the Fellas. Peace, family.
Peace, family.
Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at www.dbcheftv.com.